Okay, we got Jaquavius Duran in the chat. Bella in the chat says she been waiting. I appreciate people that's been waiting. I figure it's Friday night. People, my most of my audience is old like me, so ain't going nowhere. Probably in the house chilling. So I figure I come on tonight, sip and talk to y'all. But let me see if I can get this chat right as usual. My guy said hello from France. I appreciate you watching all the way from France, man. Bob the Menace, what up, what up, what up? Bella, what's up, Natty? What's good, what's good? It say live chat, all messages are visible, but then they go away. Fruits for Life, another person I always see. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I was supposed to wash my hair today, man, but I got lazy. Um, I definitely got to do it tomorrow, man. I'm starting to get kind of lazy with my hair though, so I definitely got to get on it tomorrow morning. I like to wash my hair early, man. Like if I don't do something early in the morning, I'm an early morning person. Thank you, Manu. If I don't do it in the morning, man, then I don't do it. Like I get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, no matter what, every morning. So sometimes, what in the summertime, spring slash summertime, sometimes I'm known to wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like just be up. So, but I usually like to wash my hair around 7 or 8ish in the morning because I'm up, I'm ready to do it, and that gives it all day to dry. So I'm gonna see if I can try to find me some cactus tomorrow as well. If I can, I may do a cactus wash video. Um, I have aloe readily available at the store, so I may get that if I can't find cactus to do my wash tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Actually, I haven't done a cactus or aloe wash in quite a while. I usually don't do them too much in the wintertime, so that's probably why I haven't done them. But I like this winter, I probably did like maybe one or two. Summertime, that's when I like to do more of them. I was wondering, do you have a goal length before you start trimming? Do I have a goal length? No, I always said, yo, am I late? Nah, you're not late. I just got on like maybe 5 minutes ago. I don't have a goal length. I always say like I want them to grow as long as possible. Just came back from Not Locks Live. Um, I don't have a goal length. Like I said, I want them to go as long as possible. I don't know if I ever get to that point where they're past my feet or anything like that. Am I gonna trim them or anything? I don't foresee it. But I mean, I'm not that far yet. I haven't really thought about it too much. But to answer your question, no, I don't have a goal length. I'll just play it by ear, see how it goes, and just take care of them from there. May I ask, what pleases you the most with regards to your hairstyle, please? Eleanor Hunt, Miss Eleanor Hunt. What pleases me the most due to my hairstyle? I would say the uniqueness of my dreadlocks. I know everybody has their own uniqueness, and so for me, I would say just how mine formed, and the fact that I don't have locks on the top. I said this earlier. I wouldn't want like a lock or locks hanging in front of my face that I'm always having to slap out. So my the way my it's like nature just knew that you know what I mean, how I am. So it's like the way my hair formed, it's perfect for me. Like I don't have dreadlocks on the top. I ain't, well, not yet. I got these growing, but I don't know how they going, how they gonna hang yet. So, but for me, it's the uniqueness and the fact that I ain't got to keep pushing them out the way. So it was my locks are like, it's like somebody molded me. Like they said, hey, these locks are, we're gonna make these locks just for this person and put them on top of his head. So, and so that, yeah, that's what brings me the most happiness about them, the uniqueness and just how they're just how they formed. And the number 3 has a lot of significance to me, and I only have 3 larger ones. So Angeline, hello. Hey Johnny, do you ever drink the aloe or cactus juice? Yes. When I drink the aloe, I make sure, like, you gotta, well, this is how I do it. I don't want to say what you have to do, but some people mix it in smoothies. What I do personally is I drink it raw, and trust me, it's bitter. But if you drink it really fast and like chase it with an orange, then you won't taste it at all after. But you gotta do it like as soon as you finish drinking it, chase it with the orange, and you won't even. It's as if you never drank it. Where did you find most of your nice vocabulary words? I'm curious. I tell people sports taught me a lot, man. Like as a kid watching Sports Center and ESPN and all of those things, and like they would use certain words. It's like, so you start to listen to them more, and you just start picking up on certain words. Now in my older age, when I read a book, I mean, I wish I had it by me, man. I don't never have things about by me that I need to show people on live. But anyway, when I read books, if I don't know a word, I go look it up. You know what I mean? Like I go look it up and I actually go find out the meaning of the word. And if I can't even pronounce it, I'll go to YouTube, man, and go to the little YouTube pronunciation or whatever and make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, man. So, and I write it down. I write the definition down. And, it builds vocabulary. I love etymology. Bless up from Atlanta. Harold Jones. Appreciate it. One day I'm going to get better at technology and knowing how to keep these comments on the screen so I can see people's comments in time. Let me scroll up, make sure I didn't miss any. Miss Eleanor Hunt, that was a good question. That was a real good question. Haitian boy, as usual, that was a pretty good question. I'm trying to find something good to ask. I mean, Just talk, man. It ain't like I'm not. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't got nothing to ask, don't force it. You know what I mean? Shit, it's just what it is. I want to try maintenance to freeform. I see J. Cole rocking it and I love it. Yeah, I think a lot of people find that one person, whether it's a famous entertainer or it's somebody on YouTube, whatever, somebody finds that one person that really gets them to be like, yo, I want to grow my hair like that. So try it out, and if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, you'll know. Very profound of you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Miss Eleanor. I appreciate the question. What genre of music do I prefer? Bruh, like I don't even know. Like, and always people always ask me about the music I listen to. If I can, hold on. And I'm gonna get on my Spotify if I can, bro. And I'm gonna show y'all like the music I listen to, because I was listening to music earlier, like probably like around 3 hours ago. Um, I'm gonna show y'all how crazy my taste in music be. Like I be listening to everything, man. So earlier I was listening to, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this band's name correctly, Oberhofer. It's a song called Away From You. I was listening to the Expendables, Bowl for Two. I listened to the Shins. What's it called? Special Song. I think that's the name of that song. I listened to Passion Pit, Sleepyhead. That's one of my favorite songs. I listened to Jay-Z, the Kingdom Come album. He got that song in there called Trouble. Like that's my favorite. It's like one of my favorite songs. I listened to this new band I probably recently found out about, probably like about a year or so. It's called Rainbow Kitten Surprise. This song called it's called Free Fall. So that's how my music listening goes, man. I just listen to all kinds of stuff, man. You might catch me listening to some old school Boosie because it brings me to a certain place, and that makes me. I use music as like a time travel. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about, man, if I listen to music, where was I at in during that time? So it might take me back to that time, people that I was around, things I was doing. You know what I mean? So I use it like that. So, but I listen to a lot of stuff, man. All kinds of music. So, like when it comes to music, if I feel it and I like it, I'll listen to it. No matter, you know what I mean, if it's hip hop or whatever. I heard from one of your other lives you were an uncle. So, question: are you married? No, I'm not married. I'm just an uncle because I have nieces and nephews. That's it. Um, I've been having nieces and nephews for a long time, man. My oldest nephew is like, how was my oldest nephew? Is like 23, 22 or 23 or something like that. Um, I got like 4 or 5 nieces. I'm probably way wrong on that, but no, I'm not married. I have been married before though. I was married in like 2011. Do I do martial arts? No, I don't do any martial arts. Most I'll do is work out. I have a heavy bag, and I hit the heavy bag, but I don't do any martial arts. When was the last time you went to the barber? Whew, last time I went to a barber. You know, the last time I went to a barber. The last time I went to a barber was actually because I got in trouble in the military. So when I was in the military, like my last year, you know what I mean? Like, so like my last year was, we went on a deployment, meaning we went overseas my last year. So my last year was just basically me just waiting to get out. because we were on deployment. And when we got back, like, it was time for me to get out. Basically, it's time for to start processing. Anyway, um, the military is really strict, man. So when like in my mind, when we were on ship, I was already out. I said, man, F this. I've been ready to get out since year one. So I'm, you know what I mean? I had checked out mentally. So we got back and we were, everybody was processing out. So there was this really big dude, man, like big dude, man, which, I mean, a lot of people in the military are big. He was like a staff sergeant. And so I was like how can I say this? I was a very belligerent person in the military, meaning I did what I wanted to do. If it got me in trouble or not, you know what I mean? I just wanted to do things my way because I felt like a lot of shit didn't make sense. So I just wanted to do how I, how I wanted to do. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But anyway, long story short, I walked in a company office one time and he said, why don't you have a haircut? Because in the military, you got to keep haircuts like every week. And you got to have haircuts a certain way. Meaning like how you out here and like you just get the sides faded. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the whole thing faded and it has to be a certain like inches and stuff, like all kinds of crazy stuff, military stuff. So anyway, I said, man, listen, I'm getting out. I don't need no haircut. So I walked in the company office to turn in some paperwork. And so he starts flipping out. He said, why don't you have a haircut? And so I explained to him why I have a haircut. So he lost his mind and he told me he made me go get a haircut. So I was like, bro, why I gotta get a haircut? I'm about to get out in, you know what I mean, like in a week. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get a haircut, and that's it. So I'm gonna go get this haircut to shut him up. So when I came back, I went to the barber shop on base, and I said, hey, they made me come over here to get a haircut, and they said, how you want? I said, just fade the sides and fade the back, And I came back to the company office, man, and he was livid, man. Like he lost his mind, man. And I think a lot of times in the military, people lost their minds even more because, like, when they would be yelling at me, I would just be staring at them, like, just like looking through them. And it's a thing that I have. Like, I don't try to do it. It's just, you talking to me, I'm gonna look at you. So, and I think they felt like that was a threat. So that was like in 2010 or something. Yeah, it had to be in 2010. I got out October 27th of 2010. So, he lost his mind, man. So that was the last time I got a haircut. Have you found your locked love? I've had women who've had locks, like, but I don't be looking for women with locks, man. Like, I just like black women. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be like, hey, she gotta have locks. So I ain't like, I'm not like that. How do you feel about the U.S. military in general? The U.S. military in general. It depends on like what aspect you're asking it from. Like, if someone asks me, hey, Johnny, should I go to the? I'm thinking about joining the military. Should I go? I'm not gonna stop them, but I'm not gonna tell them. I'm not gonna tell them only the good things about the military, but I'm not gonna tell them only the bad things. I'm gonna tell you both sides because I experience. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you how things actually are, and from that point, if you still want to go there, which has happened recently, then hey, that's a you choice. But at least you go there equipped with the correct information. But like, how do I feel? So you're asking me, but hey, how do you just like, do you feel about just military personnel in general? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different people in the military, man. I think people have this notion that military people are. How do you feel about the nature and usage of the U.S. military from a national and international standpoint? It's bullyish, basically. Like, it's fear. Like, when you do a lot of wrong to people, you feel like you got to be strapped up. You got to have all these weapons because you're living in fear because what you've done to people. That's why the military, I think, exists. Your hairline looks fresh for 11 years. I'm not 11 years in yet. Not yet. Not yet. But thank you. Appreciate the hairline. I'm 7 years in, I believe. 7 years. Yo, I'm gonna be right back. All right, I'll be here. I think I'll still be here. I've been live for 20 minutes. Do you have anything to do? Does that have anything to do with why you left? I just wasn't made for the military, man. I wasn't made like if um there's two different types of military people, right? You have people who like when we're not fighting or training, we're back on base. You know what I'm saying? And you have to now when you're back on base, it's more corporate. You gotta like your the stuff that you wear has to be like ironed and stuff like that. It has to be a certain. You know what I'm saying? Like people are good at that. I'm not good at that. I wasn't good at that. I was good at the field stuff. I was good at the shooting and the you know what I mean, like the physical things and all of that stuff. That was my thing. When I got back, when I was there, I would get in trouble. Like I was good for getting in trouble every 6 months. So I wasn't, made for military. I wasn't made to be in the military. I wasn't made to somebody's telling you what to do, when to go, when to come back, how to you know what I'm saying, like how to go, where to go, how far you can and can't go, what to eat, when to eat, where to go, how to go, making appointments for you, telling you when to go to appointment. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty stressful in as far as that goes. I think I never wanted to be in the military. Well, I don't say I never wanted to be in the military. Like once I got in and I found out how it was, I was like, man, I don't want to do this. But I said I got to make it through. You know what I mean? I'm here. I might as well make it through. It takes a toll on your body, depending on your job, though. Depending on your job, I think a lot of things depend on your job. So I think I just didn't feel like I was made for the military life. So, because I'm a person who likes to, you know what I mean, I want to do what I want to do. So I think that had more of me getting out. You know what I mean? There was a lot of things that played into it, yes. Like there was quite a few reasons why I was like, I got to get out. But I think that was probably the biggest reason. You got any recommendations on how to keep your You got any recommendations on how to keep your rooks? Every time I play, they always the first pieces to go. Yeah, you shouldn't be losing rooks because rooks are pretty important. Um, I would have to see a game that you played to ask you. You know what I mean? Well, I would say that you're probably leaving them out in the open as to why they're getting took because rooks are probably your rooks shouldn't be getting taken during games. They're pretty important pieces, so I would have to see a game of yours to be like, okay, your rook got taken like this. I would say, but just off of you saying that, I would tell you to stop putting them out in the open without even seeing a game of yours. Can you wash your hair with only water? I can't. People say they do. I don't know. I take people's word for stuff they say on YouTube sometimes, but people say they wash their hair with only water. I don't know. Do you feel like the military breaks men down? The military's job is to break you down. Like, you ever heard somebody say, I couldn't do that because if I was in the military, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, I would do this and I would do that. Well, what happens is you're out of your element, right? You get to this place, you don't know what's going to happen, you're out of your element. So human nature is to, if you're if you're out of your element, to adopt the herd mentality, right? Find the next closest person and find a commonality with people. So when you get there, these guys start yelling at you right off rip. So you're out of your element. Nobody's never yelled at you like that before. So now you're like, what do I do? So they call you, they talk to you a certain way. You know what I mean? They do certain things to you. It's to break you down. They tell you that. So they need to break you down so they can build you up. But now that's boot camp. Now, when you get to the actual military, like the adult military, and you actually start doing your job, does it break people down? Yeah, it breaks you down because yeah, I see people get bullied in the military. People get bullied. People get there's a lot of aspects to the military that people don't know. You know what I'm saying? People only see the commercials a lot of times. So yeah, it breaks you down from sometimes I'm telling you, look, my back used to be hurting so bad sometimes. Like one of me and the homies, we came back from a run, and all we could do is lay on the floor. I think it was a run or was it a hike? I know something we were doing, but my back was like, my lower back was hurting so bad that we just laid on the floor. Couldn't even walk for like 2 days. Sometimes you go on hikes and like you get blisters on your feet. You know what I mean? So yeah, it breaks you down physically. Have you ever injured or killed anyone in the military? I never answered that question. Your book video was really cool to watch. I personally wouldn't mind seeing more of those videos. I'm a huge book person though. Yeah, you know what? I'm a slow reader though, man. Like I'll like some of those books that you seen me talk about. Like I'm not a mass book buyer because I buy books like by my interest, like whatever I'm interested in at that moment, and I feel like I have to get a book on it, then I'll do it. So ironic enough, before watching this live, I just finished watching that video. Let me know if you don't want to any more military questions. Do you feel like that has an effect on American society? Do I feel like yeah, because I think people think that it's patriotic. Like people think that let me take an example for like when the athletes were kneeling and stuff like that, right? So people were like, you're disrespecting the troops. Listen, man, a lot of the troops don't want to be in the military. Like when there's a saying called the few, the proud, the Marines. And I didn't like after I got out, I'm like, yo, that means a whole different thing to me, because it's really the few, the proud. Like there's a lot of people that don't really want to be in the military, man. It was something like they didn't have nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these people came in and they were kids, man. Like they hadn't lived life before. Kids are coming there like 19 and 18, and they had never lived life before. People come in the military, and I've seen people get turned out. Like, meaning, if you came in there not cursing, not smoking, not drinking, a virgin, before you leave there, you're going to be cussing like a sailor. You're going to be cussing up a storm. You're going to be drinking by the case, or till you get alcohol poisoning. That's how much I've seen people drink till they were unconscious. You become a womanizer. It changes you, you know what I mean? It warps you, that, you know what I mean? Because you have to be like that to fit in. I've seen people get beat up. So I've seen one guy get beat up so bad. This was in boot camp. Because sometimes if you mess up too much, like people start, you know what I'm saying? Because when you mess up, a lot of people, what they do is they make other people pay for it if you mess up too much. So they beat this one dude. His eyes were red. When I say red, I'm not talking about like, I'm talking about like this red, darker than this actually. And he was walking around like that, and nobody said anything. So you know what I mean? It just it does something to people, man. It forms men to be different. So that's what the military does to a lot of people. It's a beast, and then you get swallowed up by it. But okay, but I kind of didn't answer the question because does that have an effect on American society? Yes, because those men go back out into society, and their experience as yeah, their young adulthood experience was being in the military and seeing all of this stuff and going through all of this stuff, and you know what I mean, and they turn you on, but nobody turns you off, and they just say, "Hey, go back out into society." The military sounds like prison, except they utilize the anger. I hope you weren't left traumatized. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wasn't. I mean, no, I wasn't. I'm not traumatized by the military. I think, yeah, I would be lying to you if I said there are some mannerisms and things that I didn't pick up from being in the military. But when I say I'm traumatized by it, no, I wouldn't say that. What up, Mored? How you doing? How you doing? But no, I wouldn't say I'm traumatized by it. But you know, I know some people who are traumatized by it. So, and everybody has their way of dealing with it. Actually, you know, a lot of people that, not I don't want to say a lot of people, quite a few people um, who I was in with, who got in like after me or whatever. Well, one of them got in when I was in, and they're like, people commit suicide, man. And then I tell people a lot of times people commit suicide because um, once you get out, it's a different world, you know, and people don't really know how to adjust to that. You know what I mean? Like, you think to yourself, man, I just fought for this country. I just risked my life for this country, and I can't get a job. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, it's tough for them, man. It's tough to go back to working at like Burger King or one of my, you know, like being a door greeter or something at Walmart or Walgreens. You know what I mean? Like, people don't want to do that, man, after doing what they did. What were some great things that you learned from the military? I learned to study people. I learned to study different. A lot of times in the military, I would study people. Like I knew everybody's till this day. The guys who I was around, I knew their personalities. I knew everybody's personality. So I learned to personality watch and to because and it teaches you how to interact with certain people. See, certain people don't know how they don't have an on and off switch with certain, you know, with certain people. Like certain people you can't joke with a certain way. Certain people you can joke with a certain way. Certain people you gotta talk to a certain way. It's you know, you gotta motivate people a certain way. Everybody's not motivated the same way. So that's one great thing. How to deal with different personalities. Um, Another great thing I've learned. Family time is important because a lot of times, man, like you don't have family time. Like it just, you know what I mean. You got to get it when you can. You be there. Like actually, when my kids were born, I had twins, and got to watch them be born. 2 weeks later, I was gone. You know what I mean? So, but when I got back, my kids didn't even know who I was. So, you gotta be able to navigate that. Um, Taught me to pick up and move. Like nobody gonna feel sorry for you. You gotta go. But sometimes that's a bad thing. Sometimes that's detrimental to my personality because sometimes it's part of the why I think on the last live I talk about like I like empathy. That's because I feel like I forget that people, you know what I'm saying, don't get up and just get going. Like for me, like if something happens, I move on. I gotta go. You know, so a lot of people. But sometimes it helps me. Sometimes it hurts me. I had a cousin in the military and he killed himself. Yeah, man, a lot of people can't. You know, they can't. It's tough, man. I've actually seen somebody shoot themselves. He shot himself in the leg, but we was just chilling and we was on a range and all of a sudden this guy just popped, shot himself in the leg and just falls down. Did you see the Knotlocks video about your drawing? You know what? I was supposed to, man, listen, people talked to me about that video last time and I was supposed to get off and watch it, but I'm telling you, once I click this camera off, man, I forget, you know what I mean? But no, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I be forgetting stuff, man. What's that? So you could give some more explaining on how and why you do that. Well, I mean, that's simple. I tell you here. I do it because when I wash my hair, like my hair sticks, so my hair holds a lot of water. Once you get hair like this, like you want to grow dreadlocks like this and they get thick like this, when you slap them against something, you don't have to do it like me, but I'm saying why I do it. When I do that, it gets the excess water out. So once I get the excess water out, my hair is much easier to dry. Instead of, so if I just wet my hair right now, well, not right now, let's say during the day tomorrow. If I wet my hair and I don't do that, I don't squeeze it out, I don't do nothing, the water's just going to sit in my hair until I do something to it. I have to get it out. The more water you get out, the better it is for your hair to dry. So I just happened to use that because I found it. You know what I mean? I found it and I put it in my yard and I was like, hey, this is a good, way to slap my hair against this and dry my hair. So I want my locks to be much thicker. Infinity ugly. Some used name, man. I've been freeforming but separating pretty often since starting almost a year ago. Do you think if I stop separating, they will be thicker? What are your thoughts? Yes, if you stop separating your hair, eventually they will come together and be thicker. But I would say this: you're separating for a reason, right? Growing your hair like it's got to be in you. Like, it just is what it is. It got to be in you. You can't just do it because even if you did want thicker locks, right? Maybe this not the route that you want to go, because I don't know how you feel about it, but I would say yes, not separating will eventually give you thicker locks. Now, it might not be as fast as you want it, but eventually, if you just leave your hair alone, hair is going to come together and form thicker dreadlocks. My phone about to die. I'm gonna head out and charge my phone. Other than that, all love, stay positive, be you until we meet again. I appreciate you, Haitian boy. Thanks for coming to the chat. Based on what you've learned while serving, what advice would you give us, young people? Man, there's a lot of advice I can give young people, man. Save money at an early age, man. Like, I think back on some of the money that I had that I had in my hands, and I'd be like, yo, I should have did this, I should have did that, I could have had this now. You know what I'm saying? So I would say be more financially savvy at an early age. Don't be afraid to let relationships go. A lot of people hold on to relationships for whatever reasons, man. Like, you got to know when to let relationships go. And I'm talking about intimate relationships as well, but just relationships with people in general. You got to know when to let them go. And just because you let a relationship go, that doesn't mean that you don't like a person, that person can't, that y'all got to dislike each other. Sometimes at certain points in life, it's just time to move on from certain people. And so you gotta, just because you're moving on from certain people, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think people always look at that as a bad thing. It could be amicable partings. You guys are just at different parts in life, and Sometimes people, the only thing, and I'll say this is a good lesson. The only thing that we had in common a lot of times was the military. There was guys in the military. I thought that, these guys are inseparable. But once they got out, everybody goes their own way. So I would say that understand that it's not a dislike. Sometimes the only thing that you have in common with somebody is the situation that y'all are in, the space that y'all are in, and you guys are just making the best of it, and you guys develop a friendship out of that. Once that's over, sometimes you guys don't have a commonality. Life takes people different ways, and so you gotta be ready to let people go. Everything's always in transition. So that let me see if I can think of something else. I can't think of nothing else off the top of my head right now, but those are definitely two things that, if I can give a younger person some advice, those would be the biggest things. What 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 are your recommendations? So what are your recommendations for reading more? Because I used to be able to read a 300-page book in a day or two. Now I'm struggling just to read a chapter. My my recommendation would be this, and this is why I tell people I do not suggest people books. If you say, hey man, suggest me a book, I'm not going to suggest you any of my books because my interest may not be your interest. It's probably not going to be your interest. You know what I'm saying? I may be very into something. I find that subject elating, but you may get it and be like, you know. So I would say that my recommendation would be to just go with your own flow. You can't make yourself like something, you know what I mean? You just can't. That's not the part. That's not the point in your life that you're at right now. So your interest isn't into reading a book like that at this point in your life right now. It used to be, but now right now that's not where you're at right now. So I wouldn't, you know what I mean? But if you find something interesting enough, you may or may not read it in its entirety like that, you know what I mean? But also, it's not about really how fast you can read a book. I got a book right now, man. I've been reading that book for like 2 months now. I haven't read it. Yeah, I'll stop. I'll take my breaks. I go look stuff up and research other stuff. And so it's not about how fast I can read. I care more about retaining what I actually read. And you don't retain what you read. And I'm not saying that just because you read fast, because some people read fast and they still they can spit the whole book back to you, and they retain it. But I would say I focus more on retaining the information that I'm getting more than trying to read fast. So that may be where you're at now. Like, it's not about reading fast. You know what I mean? Get the information that you need out there. Read it at your leisure. Live, love, grow. Manuel Rush. Lost touch with everyone I served with. Question everything. Said that. Yeah. And I only talk to 2 guys. The rest of the guys, I see them on social media and stuff, but we don't, you know what I mean? 1 or 2 of them I may interact with once in a great while, but there's only 2 guys I keep in touch with, and I mean, sometimes we might stay on the phone for 2-3 hours, when we do end up, talk again. But yeah, I mean that's what happens, man. You lose touch with everybody. It's like high school, basically, in college. You may be the best of friends with somebody in those times, and then you guys move on from that, and then you don't hear from each other anymore. You know what I mean? It's just life takes you. You know what I mean? And sometimes it can be as simple as I just don't feel like talking to you no more. You know what I mean? This is how it is. People just don't feel like talking to you anymore. They found some new people who they have commonalities with, so they interact with those people more. Just what it is. It's always not a reason why people stop talking to you. It doesn't always have to be a reason. Sometimes people just be like, hey, I don't want to talk to Johnny anymore. He doesn't interest me. So, and that's their right. Do you think living alone is beneficial, and do you feel the need from time to time? Do I feel living alone is beneficial, and do I feel the need, and do you feel you need someone? Okay. Um yes, for me, living alone is beneficial because I like to do things a certain way. Um I come and go as I please. And listen, man, I'm a clean person. Like, people be nasty, man. Like, especially like, that's why I could never in my life. Well, I had one. Obviously, I had people other of the same sex in the military, like men, obviously. But that's what made me learn. Men is nasty, man. Like, men is gross and disgusting. Like, they be leaving the bathroom nasty, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm a cleanly person, man. So if you ain't a clean person, I can't get with it, bro. So, and then just certain listen, just little tedious things. You might be trying to sleep, and you know what I mean. They like to be making noise, and for me myself, like, I'm an early bird, so hey, I might be up, but when I do wake up, I'll say this: I don't like to disturb people's peace, so I'll wake up and do my own thing. Like, I'll wake up and like play chess or something, or I'll wake up and read, or you know what I'm saying, or do something like that. I don't, I'm not really I don't wake up and make a lot of noise. So living alone, yes, it gives you you get to do things how you want. Do I think it's beneficial to have somebody from time to time? Yeah, yeah, I think so. And I'm a loner, man. Like, so sometimes I'd be like, man, sure would be nice to have somebody to bounce these ideas off with, or bounce this conversation off with, um, or to talk about certain things with, stuff like that. So yes, it's definitely beneficial, man. I messaged you a couple of months ago about shampoo, and I heard you say some people just was with water. Do you think that what you use to wash your hair affects your locks that much? Um, does it affect your locks that much? I think. Listen, what the goal is to get a shampoo that won't leave a bunch of stuff in your hair, right? How much effect does it have on your hair as far as like forming and growth? I don't think that it has much of anything, honestly. So as far as that goes, I don't think it has that much of a difference. I feel you. I feel you. I feel that for sure. D. So with free forms, do you wash, or do I wash and dry it, or wash, dry, then moisturize it? Do I wash and dry it, or do I wash, dry, and moisturize? Do I wash, dry, and moisturize? Okay, I see what you're saying. What I do is I'll wash my hair, I'll shake it out, right? I'll shake it out, like, not completely air dry it. I'll shake it out, like, get the excess water out, and where it's still damp, and then I'll moisturize it while it's still damp, so it still at least has some moisturization in it, to some water to hold. So I'll usually do that. That's how I usually do it. But it doesn't matter. I mean, because you can easily get a little, like, you can dry your hair out, and then like get a little spray bottle, spray your scalp, and moist, or your hair, whatever, however you do it, and you can moisturize like that. So, do you meditate? You know what? That's a tough question, because I used to think to myself, man, I cannot meditate because I be having all kinds of random stuff in my mind, and so I just can't just sit there at peace, like, you know what I mean, just this. But someone put me on it, like, meditation could be anything. Like, meditation is so. I guess I do. I don't know. I guess I do. I have my quiet moments where I'm just, I'm just thinking to myself, like I'm just weighing a bunch of stuff in my head, and I'm always thinking, and maybe that's meditation too. So I don't know. I guess yeah. And I'm playing chess sometimes. I meditate, just thinking. Helps me figure out my thoughts, sort them out. But when I used to think of meditation, I always thought it of, what I mean, like somebody just sitting there quiet for a long time, and it just, but if that's that type of meditation, no, I can't. I can't and don't do that. Who asked that? Kinetic Kadeem B. Allah. Do you meditate? Oh, okay, gotcha. How long does it take to fully lock up? It took me about, man, it took me about a year to lock my hair. Like my hair to fully lock and like form dreadlocks took me about a year. I would say. I started locking my hair in like I think 2013 ish, 20 into 2013, beginning of 2014, somewhere in there. And the sense of mindfulness, not like yoga. Are you asking me, is that how I meditate, or are you saying, because I asked you, so are you saying that's how you meditate? Yoga is another thing that I can't really, I haven't really gotten into. But I would say everybody's got their thing. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. So oh, that's how you do. Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Do you play chess by yourself, with other people, or with a computer? I enjoy playing chess, but I like playing with a computer, because I feel that it is a way to advance. Um, I mostly play by myself. Like I bought me a chess table so I can study. I bought a bunch of chess books. Like I got a bunch of chess books. Um, so I play by myself to study. Um, honestly, I do play on chess.com. I play with people. Actually, I'm on a winning streak right now. I'm on like a 7 game win streak. No big deal. So I do play with people so I can record the games. Like I'll play with somebody, and then I have a book where I mark down all the moves and see where I could have gotten better at and stuff like that. What I could have done when somebody does this, what I'm saying, in this position, what should I do then? Stuff like that. So, but I think nothing beats. Well, for me personally, nothing beats like playing with another human, man. Like that's why I play chess. Like I love playing with other people. I love it. So, um, but in my area, unfortunately, there's not a lot of people who play as avid as I do. So I play by myself. Now, when I do travel, I travel places. I always look for somewhere to play chess. Um, I actually went to St. Louis just to play chess. Um, so I go to places and I'll look for somebody to play chess with, and look where the hot spots to play chess. What shampoos are the best for freeform? What are the best freeform shampoos? I don't know if there's a best freeform shampoo specifically. It depends on what your hair needs. Like I said, if you have a dry scalp or dandruff problem, well, I'll say if you have a dandruff problem, then you want to get shampoo that targets your dry scalp. If you have, your hair is really dry and brittle, then you want to get a more in your scalp as well. You want to get a more moisturizing shampoo, something that adds moisture to your scalp and to your hair. So I say play it by what you personally need. So I don't think there's specific shampoo that's good for freeform locks. Yoga is pain for me. Yeah, I've never tried it. Listen, people stretch their bodies like that. Listen, man, I can't stretch my body like that anymore. Back when I was 25, or not even 25, back when I was like 21, 23, I was able to stretch like that. Not now. Make sure I didn't miss no questions. I don't think I did. Is it easy to get into chess? Man, I don't want to say if that it's easy or not. Let's take the Queen's Gambit, for instance. I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but that series really swept the nation. And so, and because we were in the, you know what I'm saying, we were still in the little, well, we still are, but we were in we were still during the pandemic time, right? So people were looking for stuff to do. So then this came out, and people were like, "Oh my God, I want to play chess. I want to learn how to play chess." There was a mass of people wanting to learn how to play chess because it appealed to them through a series or a movie or entertainment. Once you actually get into it, a lot of people are gonna find that I don't really want to do this, like, because chess is one of those things that makes you feel stupid. When I said makes you feel stupid, like, I remember when I first tried to learn, right? When I didn't know nothing about chess. And I said, let me give this a try. I played this guy, and he was just taking my pieces, man. Like, just taking everything, taking my pieces everywhere I moved. And I'm like, yo, like, why is he taking all my pieces in? Why? You know what I'm saying? So it makes you feel stupid. Like, bro, what am I doing? So when you feel intellectually inadequate, it discourages a lot of people. So I don't know if it's easy to get into. I think a lot of people, man, listen, there's a lot of things I can tie into life and chess. Like, I can go on and on about that. I may do a live just on that one day. But there's a lot of things that chess has made me realize about life. And I'm not talking about like in a cliche thing. I'm talking about, like, you'd be surprised. I can tell you, like, to look it up, and you'd be surprised by the things that you'll see. So is it easy to get into? I mean, yeah. I mean, but that would honestly be me speaking from my perspective. I think for a lot of people, it can be easy to get into, but you actually have to either have a mind for it or really work to be okay at it, or decent, or great, or whatever. You have to really work at it. So that's what I would say. That's what I would say to that. Not to keep rambling on about chess, because I can really get on about that. I had a chess teacher in elementary school named Mr. Hood. He was a cool dude. I wish I would have had a chess teacher. I didn't really even learn about chess until I was early 20s. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have found out about this game way earlier. That's why I try to put my kids on it. But I'm very careful not to try to live through them with chess. Like, if they're not interested in it, then I don't force it. They're going to have their interests. Angeline, how old were you when you started playing? Did someone influence your interest? Okay, technically, I started playing I was like 22 or 23. I was in I was in North Carolina. Yeah, I was in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Yeah, I was. And I met this old guy, and he was from New York. And I'll never forget his face. I remember how he looks and everything. I don't remember his name though, but I remember his face. And he taught me how to play. Like he taught me the bare basics of how to play chess. And that was in like 2011, I believe. So follow me. That was 2011. After I left him, I didn't touch a chessboard again until like 2013 or something. 2013 or 2014. Me and one of my childhood friends, he came over with his girlfriend, and some kind of way we got into chess. And he said, let's go buy a chessboard from Walmart. So we bought a chessboard, like one of those little cheap chessboards, like the pieces are like this small, and we played. And that was in 2013, 2014-ish. I didn't play again. Well, I didn't touch a chessboard again until like 2015. Played a few games. I didn't touch a chessboard again, so that was another break. One day I was sitting in here, and I don't know if I was watching something or I was reading something, but whatever it was, it sparked something inside of me to where I said, I gotta learn this game. This was in 2018. I said, I gotta learn it. I gotta learn it. I don't know what it was. I think I was watching a documentary or I saw something on the internet. I don't know what it was, but something. I was like, I gotta learn this game. So I would get on the internet and I would constantly look at chess pieces, chess boards, and stuff like that. And that's when that infatuation started with it. And it's like, so then I said, I bought me I went and bought me a little board again. How me and my childhood friend had bought. I went and bought that board again. I rebought it. And I said to myself, I said, I want to learn this game. So I went and bought a book. I bought this little board, and it didn't have the coordinates on it. Like, I don't know if you play chess, like you get a board, there's A through H on the bottom, and there's 1 through 8 on the sides. That's how you find the coordinates. So I even took a permanent marker and I wrote it on the side of that little wooden chessboard so I can know. And I said, you know what, I might as well go ahead and buy a real board. So then I bought a real board, and I bought some pieces. Matter of fact, I bought these pieces right here. These are my first like real chess pieces, and they're weighted, like they're heavy. So I did that, and I bought the board, and that's how I got into it. I remember my 3rd grade teacher bought their entire class cheap chessboards for Christmas. Even then, and to this day, I am too grateful for what for that he did that. He was really into chess. Man, listen, man, once it bites you a lot of times, not everybody, but it once it gets you, sometimes it really becomes obsessive, man. Like I collect like chess pieces and chess boards, and bro, listen. Somebody just asked me, I knew how to play chess when I was about 7, but forgot. Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to constantly keep playing. Sometimes though, you can play it. It depends on how much you've learned about the game. Sometimes like I can not play for a few months, which I haven't done yet, but I can not play for, let's say, a few weeks, because I've done that. I've not played for a few weeks, and then I'd be like, oh man, I need to brush up on this, and then I automatically starts coming back to me, because I recognize chess by patterns, not, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first started, I was trying to memorize these certain openings, and I was trying to memorize a bunch of openings. And then this is the life lesson that it taught me. Like, don't try to remember specific things. That's why I always say I remember patterns, not people. Like, I remember certain things that people do rather so than remembering the person. You know what I mean? If that makes sense to you. Like, so if I see that pattern again, whether it's good or bad. Let's say if it's bad, I say, man, I seen that pattern before. I don't want to. I seen that pattern of behavior before. I don't want to. I'm gonna get away from that. So I remember patterns, not people. Want to show us your board? I can. I'll show you my board. This is a chess table I bought, actually. This is my study stuff. This is actually equipped with a drawer. And so I put stuff in there, like I'm about to put that in there, books and stuff. But it's good to get a chess table because, like, buying boards can be expensive. Like, sometimes boards can cost you $100, $200 or whatever. So, but I don't play these. These are my plastic pieces. These are my wooden pieces. I paid $200 for these, $208 for these pieces. But I have other pieces as well. Hopefully you guys were able to see that. I have other pieces as well. I actually have a chess board, an actual chess board. That actually, I didn't buy those chess. I didn't buy that chess board for those pieces. Actually, I have some other pieces that I bought for my birthday like 2 years ago. They were pearl and red. I bought those for my birthday, and that they were to match that board that I have. But this chess table I got in January. Yeah, so like the chess table is so I don't have to constantly keep buying boards to match my pieces that I buy. So now I can just buy pieces and they all pretty much match my board. Match this chess table, I should say. So instead of being like, man, I gotta buy a new board to match the pieces that I have, chess tables take care of all of that. If y'all go on my Instagram, actually, the last picture that I posted on there was the new chess pieces that I have. I actually bought the chess pieces that I have on my Instagram, the last picture, and that table, I bought them together. So I have, when it comes to like luxury wood chess sets, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 luxury wood chess sets. One chess board and this chess table. Some pieces I buy them just for like collection. Some pieces I buy them just for decor. What's your IG? My IG is my YouTube name, Johnny Thedred. Yo, I'm getting tired. I really enjoyed the live notifications. I really enjoyed this live. Notifications are on. Can't wait for the next video. Okay, Bob the Minutes. I appreciate you coming in, tuning in, and watching, man. Honestly, I've been on an hour myself, and I'm probably about to get off. Unless people have more questions. I always give people the opportunity to ask more questions before I hop off. Gorilla Life, sorry, just tuned in. Yeah, man, you missed the military stories too. I know you asked me about them last time. I told a couple military stories. I'm gonna give people about 2 more minutes to ask any questions. Was just about to ask, yeah. Philly Phil, I cut my locks off yesterday. Kind of regret it. Kind of don't. Hey, man. Hey, it be like that, man. Sometimes you just be like, bro, I don't want it no more. And that's okay. I always tell people it's okay to cut your hair, man. People, people just, people want to move on to certain things. And sometimes, do you have any insights or advice to offer someone who's considering making YouTube videos? Same thing I told somebody last time, bro. Just make the video, man. Do it with good intentions. Don't worry about numbers, man. A lot of people worry about numbers. Like, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers or whatever. Man, if you got 5 subscribers, make the content for those 5 subscribers. If you get to 200,000 subscribers, then hey, you make your content for those 200,000 subscribers. However many people you have, you just make the content for those people. Do it more for yourself. Do it more as a documenting thing. Because if you do it for other people's likes and viewership, then you're gonna get discouraged because you're gonna see, oh man, I only got 5 views on this video. I only got 3 views on this video. Then you're gonna be like, well, what am I doing this for? Well, if you're doing it for you, then you're just documenting. Whoever comes along to watch it comes along to watch it. So that would be my advice. Looked like it was hot today. Look, it was hot today. I had a quick thought about cutting my locks. Yeah, man. So you make the videos. Love the subs because they watch, but because they seem to vibe with me. Yeah. Man, listen, man, you're gonna get your audience, man. Everybody didn't have an audience at one point. Did your area get hit with a storm? Man, nah. Man, I live in southern Louisiana, man. We don't get no cold weather. Well, I won't say that. We don't get no snow here. I'm telling you, man, it's like this. Like, Texas is right here, and like all of the West, like, they getting all of this snow. And then I'm like, all right, we about to get some of this snow, man. I love cold weather. So I'm like, we about to get some of this snow. So then Louisiana is right here, and then down south Louisiana is right here. Then the snow says, it goes up there, and it stops, and it goes. That's how it happens. Never get anything good. That's exactly what I'm wanting to do, documenting my life and myself. So I look back on this in the future to appreciate the wisdom. Yeah, that's all you got to do, man. Just make the content, man. Make the videos as a documentation. And then whoever decide to watch it, they going to decide to watch it, man. I told people, I predicted to people 2 years ago probably longer than that. I said the longer my hair gets, the more people will subscribe to me. Sure enough, that's what happened. Like, so people like long hair a lot of times, man. The longer your hair gets. Some people, also people, that's not to say that people don't like other aspects about me, but people like to see you stick with it. Because a lot of times people start this and they be like, yes, I'm freeform and I'm never cutting my hair. And then they be like, cut my hair, bad energy, and and then people be like, so a lot of people don't really sticking with it. Yep, just be yourself, man. That's it. Make your videos and just be you, bro. However that, whatever that translates into, it's gonna happen. If I was just posting my videos and I never got another subscriber after the 10 that I had at first, then I would keep doing what I was doing. I got 2,500 now. If I never get another subscriber a day in my life, then I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So, because I do this for me, I'm documenting my hair. Yeah, so it's like, hey, it happens, man. Sometimes, I tell people, don't bound themselves by this. Be honest with yourself. That's all I be trying to tell people. Just be honest with yourself, man. Because a lot of times, yeah, you may think that you're not gonna cut your hair, and then people come on here and they cut their hair and they give people all these excuses, man. They know that's not true. Just say what it was. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't want it no more, bro. Like, or you maybe shit. You maybe was like, I don't like the way this looking. Cut your hair. I mean, it's a reality. It's like no. It's not. It's not like nobody don't know. So I'm a pretty spontaneous person myself when it comes to certain things, man. Sometimes I just up and do things. Now, is that to say that I will ever up and cut my hair? Probably not, but if I did it, like, I wouldn't want people, surprised and shocked by it. You know what I mean? Cussing me out under my, like in my videos, telling me they're unsubscribing to me and stuff like that. But I do understand as well. I'm not naive that, listen, a lot of times people they'll only subscribe to you because of your hair. You know what I mean? And that's when you start making videos like this, you got to be ready to be put in that box. And a lot of times people start videos off like this because what they say is, okay, I'm going to document my hair, and then I'm going to get subscribers from my hair, and I'm going to try to do something else. A lot of times it's very hard to do because people only know you for your hair. Like, people know me as Johnny the Dread. So I'm aware of that as well. It's the nature of the beast. Facts, I just wanted to lose natural hair. Again, and the family can't even recognize me because my hair is so short. I came for your hair, but stayed for your knowledge and insights. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to talk about different things, man. I always tell people that's why I have the lives, because the lives, people ask me different questions. So I get to flow in and out of hair questions, and like tonight I had a lot of military questions, some chess questions, other things. So it flows in and out. So that's what I like about doing the live videos. My favorite food. I don't know, man. I think I love Jamaican cuisine. I love Caribbean. I love Caribbean cuisine. So the stuffed roti patties. I mean, not stuffed roti patties. The stuffed roti with the cabbage in there, man. I would probably say that's probably one of my favorites. But doubles, things like that. Like, so and how is it living in Louisiana? Mm, our Louisiana got the best. Yeah, if you listen, if you're a foodie, this is the spot, man. Like, man, is you like to eat, then this is the spot. But how is it living here? Like, during this time of the year, it's great, man. You got this. It's hot, yes, and it's humid, but a lot of people tour Louisiana during this time. Like, during the times of probably February, March, April. Let's say February, March, April, May, June, July. Those months, people are always touring it. So I got to meet a lot of people that I have been acquainted with on social media, because they just people just be coming to visit, man. I really only like to post about my hair and to do some funny skits. I try to be just try to be what was inside of me on a day-to-day basis, but it's rough sometimes thinking of topics. Yeah, a lot of people who are trying to do YouTube. That's why you see a lot of YouTubers, like when we first start doing this, to be like, people be like, yo, give me some questions and give me some ideas. They want you to interact with them because they want to see, what I'm saying, what it's like. They want to see what you like, what type of questions you guys have. So I learned that, what? People just want to see you, man. Like, what I mean? So I just start getting content ideas from other places and then just putting it into my own thoughts. So that's what I started doing. But yes, a lot of fairly new YouTubers it's hard for them to think of these video ideas. Because honestly, listen, like if I'm not doing this, like I'm recording a video, a lot of times you're just talking to yourself basically. You know what I mean? Your phone is on, but you're just talking to yourself. So it's hard to, and it's crazy because I actually talk to myself. But when you have a phone in front of you, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just different. Would you be the same person if you got really famous? You know, I'd be disingenuous to tell you, yeah. It's easy for me to tell you, yeah, now because I'm not famous. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a lot of, well, I don't want to say I don't have a lot of followers because what's not a lot to me may be a great number to somebody else. Shit, it was a great number to me at one point. You know what I mean? Like I had 0 subscribers at one point. So I'm grateful for what I have now. So I always tell myself I want to be a person who doesn't change once the numbers go up. But I think a lot of these people who did change, I think a lot of them said that to themselves. I'm not going to change. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say that to you. I want to show you that I'm not going to change. Eric Box, good to see you too, my brother. So many topics are already out. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's another thing too. I've been growing my Congos for 4 years. My hair is growing more in thickness than length. What years for length? So 4 years. You're 4 years in. I would say you're about at that time frame where your hair should start dropping soon. When you're growing your hair like this, 3 to 4 year mark, you don't really see that much drop. Probably about your 4th year mark, you should start seeing a lot of drop. Like if you go back and look at, a video that I did was it 4 years ago? How long I've been on YouTube? Since like 2016. So you go look at when I was 4 years in or something like that, you'll see that my hair is much different than it is now. You know what I mean? I have more drop now, more length. So when you're growing your hair like this, your hair is going to expand more. It's going to tangle and twist more and do all of those things that it needs to do more. Then it's going to drop. Do you like movies, and what's your favorite movie out currently? I'm not really a movie person at all. Like a movie has to really interest me for me to watch it. I'm more of a documentary person. Like I love documentaries. If you guys go to your local library and ask them, do they have this app called Canopy? Canopy is a really good app. It has a lot of raw, real, genuine documentaries on there. There's movies on there too, actually. But again, I'm not a movie person, and there's even kids stuff on there. But I got it for specifically the documentary part of it, and there's hundreds and thousands, in fact, of documentaries on there. And so, but the thing about it, you get 10 watches a year. I mean, not a year. You get 10 watches a month. So, I mean, I don't think most of us don't watch 10 documentaries in a month, so it lasts you. There's all kinds of documentaries on there. Whatever you can think of, it's on there. It's called Canopy. What was your favorite subject in school? My favorite subject in school was social studies, I believe. Social studies and or English. Speaking of school, like thinking about this is just random thought. Like I completely bombed my senior year in high school. Like, man, I only had 2 classes, so I had a math class and I had PE. So, bruh, I would drive to school in my car and I would sleep until PE, do PE, and go home. So. Yeah, senior year was wild, crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, I passed this stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, man, I didn't do nothing, man. I was just, man, good times, man. All right. Let me see. I bombed my junior year. It was fun. That's how it is. All right. Hey, man. High school was good times, man. So um, you got to do what you got to do, you know. All right, so listen, I'm on 7%. I don't want to die on y'all because I don't know if I don't know if it dies if like they're gonna like cut my live, you know, so make me not be able to post it. So I appreciate you guys showing up to the live again and interacting. Um, I'm gonna go catch me something to eat, and you know what I mean, have my night. Hopefully you guys have a good night. I'll catch you guys on the next live. Thanks for tuning in.